The Super Eagles have now booked a place in the final of the ongoing 2023 Africa Cup of Nations taking place in Ivory Coast. They played South Africa in the semi-final. It was a very interesting game. We saw South Africa dominating the first half, and they failed to capitalize on the opportunities they created. And in the second half, Nigeria had their own share in the second half, playing very well, and that resulted into the goal, into them scoring from the penalty spot in the 67th minute. Trust the Congo, the captain, scoring. South Africa looked like when towards the end of the game, 90 minutes, it looked like Nigeria were going to win 1-0, but from nowhere. I have to say that from nowhere, because it was in the 89th minutes when South Africa were awarded the penalty, and it was taken brilliantly to equalize 1-1, forcing it into extra time, and extra time ending still 1-1. But one of the South African defender red carded. That was Kikana in the 115th minute, this extra time, and extra time ending 1-1 straight to the penalties. And I think everyone looking at factoring what happened in the quarterfinal, when South Africa had to go through penalties for them to qualify in the semi-final, and the brilliancy of Rowan Williams. Everyone thought that yes, now South Africa forcing this in the penalty, maybe the keeper will do again the magic he did in the quarterfinal. That was never the case. Nigeria players, they were quality, and they really scored quality penalties, and I think Rowan Williams, was very hard for Rowan Williams to make even a single save, other than one player from Nigeria blasting his penalty over the bar, and that was it. But Rowan Williams couldn't even save one penalty. But with Nigerian keeper, he saved two penalties from South Africa players. Two penalties saved by the Nigerian goalkeeper. That was so good for Nigeria. Super Eagles through to the final of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations take place in Ivory Coast. And I think, if you ask me, I think South Africa could have made it through to the final, because if you look at the way they played, they dominated the first half. And I think they didn't have the quality in the final third to make that ball straight to the back of the net. They created chances, and I think Percy Tau was brilliant in the first half. Probably because of hard luck. They didn't have that luck in the first half that they created, yes, and they couldn't capitalize on the chances, the opportunities they created to at least score something, to put Nigerians under pressure, and that was never the case. And I think it costed them. That was in the first half. It costed them a lot. In the second half, they missed a glorious opportunity. Yeah. When it was 1-1 and they had really quick equalized to make 1-1, then in the extra time at the time of 90 minutes, they missed a glorious chance, and the player blasting that chance over the bar. That was I think it wasn't meant to be. South Africa wasn't meant to play in the final. Let's say they didn't have the luck, because if luck was there, probably they were going to put that in the back of the net. And also, I think maybe probably pressure and lacking the calmness in the final third, because you have to be cool-headed, you have to be calm. The composure in the final third, it was lacking for the South Africans, because if they had that, probably there were a few chances they created, probably with the composure and the calmness, probably they were going to put that in the back of the net, and never happened. So with the Nigerians, they kind of managed. Yes, they managed the first half very well, though they were not playing well. South Africa dominating. They kind of they played really well, managed that game, and with the experience they have, I think, and with the quality they have all over the pitch with the players, I think it helped them. And also Nigeria, they're very organized defensively. They're very organized defensively, and they're very strong as well. So I think that also helped Nigeria to see through South Africa and book a place in the final. The chances they created, they tried to make the most of it. That did not happen. It was the semi-final, very cagey game. So I think I think Nigeria had the qualities and the organization defensively. Remember, if you trace the way they started right from the group stage, the opening game was 1-1 draw, but from then on they never lost, they never played a draw, and then again now the draw had to come in the semi-final with South Africa 1-1. But look at that 1-1 draw, then and starting from the group stage, first opening game of the group stage, 1-1 draw, then winning 1-0, 2-1, 2-0, and all that, again 1-1. They know how to manage the game, how to get the results. So I think that one helped them, and also the quality. I talked about the quality as well. It also helped them so much. And that is that with the Nigeria. Congratulations to Nigeria for having now booked a place and playing the final of the Africa Cup of Nations 2023. And the second semi-final, we saw Congo getting eliminated. DR Congo facing the host Ivory Coast. The crowd was amazing for the Ivorians. It was amazing. DR Congo did their best. And well, halftime 0-0. Then South Africa, Ivory Coast had to leave it late. Sebastian Haller in the second half, we are gifting Ivorians that 1-0 win against DR Congo. But we have to again also congratulate DR Congo and their coach Sebastian Desabre. They really did well. I think nobody gave them a chance to reach where they reached, and it's a plus for them. So they did very well. But South Africa, why South Africa now? But I think if you look at the way DR Congo played, they played right from the opening group game till to where they reach now. I think they had to be applauded. They never allowed too many goals, in them. They never allowed too many goals. Teams never won, like beating them. Teams never beat them in 90 minutes. The way they played, no one beat them in the 90 minutes, and it only came it only came in the semi-final. Ivory Coast winning 1-0. It was a cagey game. Looking at the way DR Congo have been playing in this ongoing tournament, everyone expected it to be a cagey game, and probably DR Congo forcing it into the extra time, and probably straight to the penalties. But it never happened because of the brilliancy of Sebastian Haller. And I think you look at these players, both from players from Ivory Coast and DR Congo. I think Ivory Coast had quality all over the pitch, right from defense coming to the midfield. Talked about KC, Fofana, and Sangare. Look at the going forward. Look at, we talk about Sebastian Haller, and there's Brighton and Hove Albion winger. The name is kind of slipping away. But you look at the quality that Ivory Coast is having in that team. It was unfortunate in the other opening group games, first game and second game of the group stage. They kind of didn't give everyone belief and hope that they were not convincing that they would reach this far. But after they sacked their head coach, things changed, and from then on they never looked back. And here they are in the final of the Africa Cup of Nations. And maybe everyone, I think all the Ivorians feel this is our time to win it, because it is right here at our backyard. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen, but looking at the way they're playing, how they change, how everything changed quickly for Ivory Coast. You start thinking, but maybe they're going to use this opportunity, playing at their backyard, to make sure they win it. They beat Nigeria. I don't know, but I think this is Ivory Coast team that they know now what they're doing. Right from their third group game, their third group game. From then on up to now, you look at Ivory Coast, you see players knowing exactly what they're doing, where to be, at what time to do what exactly. So this is a very kind of is an organized team. I have to say they very organized right from the third group game up to now. They are very organized and things. Congratulations to the interim management. Nobody expected them. The Ivorian FA tried to hire Renard, but it never happened. But look now what is happening. This reminds me of this guy from this Roberto Di Matteo of Chelsea. Chelsea having sacked Villas-Boas. Then Di Matteo came in as assistant, and in that season they won the UEFA Champions League. I'm kind of seeing that happening for Ivory Coast after sacking the head coach. Now here is the assistant coming in, and I think he's going to offer Ivorians the trophy on a silver plate. Thank you, sir, Ivorians. This is what you sent me for. Thank you for believing in me. But I'm not saying they're going to win it. But it just looks like looking at how luck is running on their side. By this, I just think probably they're going to do it. That was with Ivory Coast. But looking at DR Congo, I think DR Congo, and like I said, nobody expected them to be here to reach this position. So it was, to me, it's a plus playing with the pressure. But we have to congratulate for the work they have done. And I think in terms of quality, Ivory Coast were better than DR Congo. They were better. And I think the best team won, and the best team reached the final. The best team have gone to the final. That is Ivory Coast. So it's going to be a very interesting final between Nigeria, the Super Eagles, and the Elephants, Ivory Coast. So it is a lot to talk about here, but we are going to have time and talk about this. Ivory Coast taking on Nigeria in the final. Come Sunday 11th, Nigeria facing Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast, the host. What do you think of this? Yes, we are going to talk about this in the later show, but for now, I think it's going to be a very, very interesting final between the two African giants. Now, before the final on Sunday 3rd, or before the final on Sunday, before the final on Sunday 11th, we are going to there shall be a third place playoff on Saturday between South Africa and between a third playoff between South Africa and DR Congo. South Africa beaten by Nigeria from the penalties. Then DR Congo beaten by Ivory Coast in normal time, 1-0. And here they are, South Africa and DR Congo. And looking at these two teams, South Africa and DR Congo, I think everyone would give, on paper, would give South Africa with the way they're playing, the way they played Nigeria, you give them an edge over DR Congo. But look, this is a DR Congo team that on record, though, Ivory Coast did break that record of beating them in normal time. But now here comes South Africa facing a team that I think is going to be is not going to allow much space for South Africa to exploit. But with also the stubbornness of South Africa, if you look at the way they played Nigeria right in that first half, if they can do the same thing they did against Nigeria in the first half, and they capitalize on the chances they create. If that happened against DR Congo, then I'm going to see South Africa finishing third, and that would also not be bad for South Africa. I guess nobody expected South Africa to reach where they are right now, where they have reached, and a third place would be something good for them to go back home with, and that is what I think. But again, also DR Congo finishing fourth or even third would not be a bad position for DR Congo. Disabri and his team, everyone will congratulate them, like I'm now congratulating Disabri and his team and the entire DR Congo team for a good job done in this ongoing, almost coming to a climax, the 2023 African Cup of Nations taking place in Ivory Coast. Thank you so much, Ken. Have you say? Let's have a discussion down there in the comment section down below. What can you say about the semi-finals we witness, and now two teams going to face each other in the final. Nigeria faces South Africa, Nigeria facing Ivory Coast. Then the third place playoff, South Africa will be facing DR Congo on Saturday 11 p.m. East African time. Remember, the final will be on Sunday 11th. Nigeria facing Ivory Coast will be at 11 p.m. East African Standard Time. That'll be East African Standard Time. So let's have a discussion down there. We can also have you say on how the semi-final panned out, and also what you expect in the final. The final Nigeria Ivory Coast, and also third place South Africa facing DR Congo. Thank you so much. Remember to subscribe if you haven't, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss out on any sporting stories that will be coming your way through from this channel. Thank you so much. My name is James Ronald. Bye-bye.